Thank you for joining me as we look at the political involvement in Madagascar. If you are seeing me for the first time, fate has brought us together. Like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. Type in the comment, Africa #1. Here's a detailed explanation of political instability in Madagascar, including its historical background, causes, effects, and practical solutions. 1. Political instability in Madagascar, detailed overview. 1. Introduction. Madagascar, the large island nation off Africa's southeastern coast, has long been known for its rich biodiversity, but also for its political instability. Since gaining independence from France in 1960, Madagascar has suffered from frequent coups, contested elections, weak governance, and deep poverty. These recurring crises have hindered development and undermined public trust in democracy. 2. Historical background of political instability. A. Early independence era, 1960-1972. Madagascar gained independence from France under President Philibert Tsiranana, who maintained close ties with France. Growing resentment against neo-colonial influence and economic inequality led to mass protests in 1972, forcing Tsiranana to resign. The military took over temporarily. B. Socialist and military rule, 1975-1991. Didier Ratsiraka came to power in 1975, introducing a socialist revolution and strong state control of the economy. His rule was marked by economic decline, corruption, and political repression. Growing opposition and public protests forced him to allow multi-party politics in 1991. OIC. Democratic Transition and Reversals, 1992-2002. Albert Zafi was elected in 1993, but was impeached in 1996 after political clashes. Ratsiraka returned to power in 1997, but faced rising opposition again. The 2001 presidential election between Ratsiraka and Marc Ravalomanana led to a power struggle and near civil war when both declared victory. Ravalomanana eventually took control in 2002. D. 2009 coup and aftermath. In 2009, Ravalomanana was ousted by Andry Rajoelina, a young former mayor of Antananarivo, in a military-backed coup. The coup drew international condemnation and suspension from the African Union. The political crisis caused severe economic decline and loss of international aid. E. Return to democracy, 2013 present. After several years of transition, elections in 2013 brought Rajoelina's rival, Heri Rajaonariampianina, to power. However, the cycle of rivalry between Rajoelina and Ravalomanana continued. In 2018, Rajoelina won again amid accusations of vote manipulation. The 2023 elections were boycotted by major opposition parties, reviving fears of renewed instability. 3. Main causes of political instability in Madagascar. A. Weak democratic institutions. The constitution and judiciary are often manipulated by those in power. Institutions such as the Electoral Commission and courts lack independence. B. Personal power rivalries. Politics is dominated by a few powerful figures, Ratsiraka, Ravalomanana, Rajoelina, each with loyal supporters. Power struggles often escalate into crises, coups, or mass protests. C. Economic inequality and poverty. Over 70% of the population lives below the poverty line. The failure of leaders to improve living conditions fuels public frustration and social unrest. D. Military interference in politics. The military has played a decisive role in multiple regime changes. Its involvement undermines civilian control and democratic norms. E. Corruption and mismanagement. Public resources are often diverted for personal or political gain. Corruption erodes trust in government and limits foreign investment. F. Ethnic and regional divisions. There are tensions between the Highland Merina ethnic group and coastal communities, which politicians often exploit for power. G. Weak rule of law laws are not applied equally, and impunity for political elites is common. Citizens lose confidence in justice systems, encouraging protests and rebellion. H. External influence. Former colonial power, France, and other international actors still influence Madagascar's politics, sometimes deepening divisions among elites. 4. Effects of political instability. 1. Economic decline. Repeated crises scare off investors, reduce tourism, and slow development. 2. Unemployment and poverty. Economic stagnation keeps millions in poverty. 3. Weak institutions. Frequent leadership changes prevent stable governance and reform. 4. International isolation. Coups and contested elections have led to suspension from the African Union and loss of foreign aid. 5. Public distrust. Citizens lose faith in democracy and public institutions. 6. Brain drain. Educated professionals migrate in search of stability and opportunity. 7. Social division. Ethnic and regional conflicts deepen during political crises. 5. Solutions to political instability in Madagascar. A. Strengthening democratic institutions, ensure independence of the judiciary, electoral commission, and parliament. Enforce term limits and prevent constitutional manipulation. B. National dialogue and reconciliation. Organize inclusive dialogue among political parties, civil society, traditional leaders, and youth groups. Promote national unity over personal power struggles. C. Professionalization of the military. Clearly separate military and political roles. Strengthen laws that prevent the military from participating in coups or political interference. D. Anti-corruption measures. Create strong anti-corruption agencies with independence and enforcement power. Promote transparency in public spending and resource management. E. Economic and social development. Diversify the economy beyond agriculture and tourism. Invest in education, infrastructure, and job creation to reduce poverty and inequality. F. Constitutional and electoral reforms. Adopt fair, transparent, and inclusive electoral systems. Use biometric voter registration and international observers to ensure credible elections. G. Civic education. Educate citizens about democratic values, participation, and peaceful conflict resolution. Empower youth and women to engage constructively in politics. H. Regional and international support. The African Union, SADC, and United Nations should continue mediating and supporting democratic governance. Encourage foreign partners to focus on capacity building rather than political interference. 6. Conclusion. Madagascar's political instability is deeply rooted in personal power struggles, weak institutions, and poverty. Although the nation has made progress toward democracy, repeated crises continue to threaten its development. A sustainable solution requires strong institutions, inclusive governance, social justice, and economic opportunity for all citizens. If the country can prioritize unity, transparency, and fairness over personal ambition, Madagascar can move from a history of instability to a future of peace and prosperity. If you are seeing me for the first time, fate has brought us together. Like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. Type in the comment Africa #1.